Sports presents Benning Bites with Damon Benning. Benning Bites with Damon Benning.
Another episode of Benning Bites. We appreciate you. Thanks for the downloads, the listens, because it is going really, really well. But 98% of the credit is due to you fine folks for letting me know what it is that you want me to address. So at least I can be somewhat interesting, because there's not a snowball's chance in heck that's happening on my own. On my own. Nah, it's not a good time. I don't know why I do that, you guys. I apologize. Just breaking into song is bad habit. Fantastic show coming up with Andrew Rogers and Coffee and Cream here coming up in just a little bit. But what was on my mind, there was so much that happened during the show yesterday that we didn't get to, and State of the Unions for basketball and what's going on from perspective. And something that I kind of was interesting was when I asked out loud about which program feels better about themselves currently with Nebraska and Creighton, it wasn't really like a low-hanging fruit deal, like, well, duh, Nebraska basketball, because I do know I've got some people in my sphere of influence that think that Nebraska, they're just enjoying the ride and they're just prolonging the inevitable for an early postseason departure. Conversely, Creighton's fan base still thinks like, man, we can go on a run and take this thing deep into March. So I think topically, like surface level, it wasn't as easy an answer as one may have thought. And so I appreciate all folks got deep on me with that one. But I guess I really just wanted to say in this stretch, and I talked about it yesterday during the show, just how I think proud is the right word of guys like Derek Walker, Keisei Tominaga, Sam Hoiberg, Sam Griesel, because I think there's something to resolve in perseverance. And I think, coincidentally, not to compare the two, but to kind of compare the two because they're their own separate animal. On the other hand, I think Creighton was dealing with something this year that it was completely the opposite. A lot of good players with high expectations trying to meet those expectations given what all the nice things people said about them were. And each of those scenarios is difficult to balance, but I think coming through the resolve portion of it, sticking with Nebraska men's basketball, all four of those guys, Sam Hoiberg, Griesel, Tominaga, and Derek Walker, have their own story to tell. Keisei Tominaga had to adjust to scoring the ball a different way and understanding American basketball and utilizing down screens and pens and, the value of a 2-point field goal percentage, just basketball IQ. Sam Griesel with the expectations of coming home and being the steadying force and having to play kind of a different role in terms of when and when not to score the basketball, and going through some rough patches there. Obviously Sam Hoiberg, who coaches son, and people kind of chuckled at him walking on and having the opportunity to play significant, meaningful minutes the last third of the season, and his perseverance and what that means. And then perhaps my favorite story is Derek Walker, who at 25 years old, he went 658 days without playing a meaningful basketball game. And I don't know why that number stuck out and hit me, except for the fact that last week, remember, I whined about not being able to spend 3 days in the darkness, 72 hours by myself, right? It's like, I could never do that. And how much money would it cost you to pay me to at least attempt it? And I still don't think I can pull it off. And just reading that story and how Derek Walker spent his own version of darkness, 658 days worth of darkness, not getting a chance to do something that he loves to do in a meaningful way. And just my level of appreciation for how they've come out of the back end. And I kind of use a lot of different analogies to talk about success at the Power 5 and collegiate level in general. Whether it's Power 5, Group of 5, whatever. In AIA, college sports is difficult, and winning is hard, and how important perseverance and resolve is, because inevitably it's the ultimate strainer, the colander, the sifter, if you will. You just give it a shake, a tap, and see what comes out. And A lot of times if you're in there when it's left over, you're going to give yourself a chance to have success. And that's really what this Nebraska basketball team embodies, and it's been a joy to watch. And good on you, the fan base, that said this is the most enjoyable team to watch before they even went on this run. You were very perceptive in knowing what it is that you were looking for, that you liked in terms of what you wanted to watch in a basketball team. So kudos all around, man. However you get us, make sure you continue to do so. Apple, Google, Spotify. By Google, I mean Google it. You know, you've heard me say it. Make sure you pay attention to Coffee and Cream. Give my partner Andrew Rogers a follow. We're growing together. We'll do this thing together. You and I. Us. We. Together. It's Benning Bites.